moving picture to the big screen. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to the person who really keeps this show on the road. Let's have a great big hello for our up behind, and we are now going behind the scenes of a real live working studio. And while I'm on the subject of real present day, these movie posters you see on each side of the tram are just a few examples of the over 8,000 movies that we come from the bottom of the ocean to the surface of the moon, and we've done all of that barely leaving this property. How have we done that, you ask? Well, I'm going to let you into a little secret. Hollywood is built on, as we go through our tour today, on our right we are past. Yes, if you look to your left, that is the beginning of our New York Street, and they are filming in that. Let me bring your attention back to on our right. This bridge standing here is the oldest stage repair. In fact, it's just about falling down, so we take a back road, which does give you a very good bird's eye view and a great opportunity to photograph this historic Hollywood landmark. So cameraman, ready? We've got no reverse on this car. The back road was closed. We have no choice but to go over this bridge. I'm sure it will be fine. Whoa. Did I speak too soon, ladies and gentlemen, or what? But we are built hydraulically. I could tell you the joke about it being built out of Hollywood, but I won't. Much too corny for me. Okay, there it is. It's put itself back together very cleverly, and I'm sorry I tricked you, you know, but it's all part of the fun, isn't it? Brosnan and Linda Hamilton. But as we go under this Imogen arch, I want to welcome you to sighters wheeled around our sets by our set decorators or our set dressers, rather like a lawnmower. However, it doesn't cut the grass, but at the press of a button it does dispense mist and fog and steam. Okay, rain. Before we have rain, we have to have our thunder and lightning. Yes, I believe it's coming along. There we go. Thunder and lightning. The lightning is generated by using 250,000 watts of power from intense light fixtures, and the rain is produced through sprinkler heads that we place high up in the building rooftops and treetops, well out of the camera's eye. We shoot the water straight up in the air, so as it falls back down, it does look like naturally falling rain. Thank you, that concludes our rain demonstration. Thank you, that concludes our rain demonstration. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a little technical hitch here, it seems. That's the cue to turn off the water, and as you all know, too much water here in Southern California can lead to disasters, and I mean mudslides or flash floods, but we have nothing to worry about, because if we did, we'd hear a low rumbling sound rather like that, ladies and gentlemen. It's a flash flood, and it's heading straight for the tram. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now for even more excitement, take a look at your screen for an instant replay of that very effect. So much that they've been putting it in movies, and you would have seen it in Fletch Lives, starring Chevy Chase. It's slightly smaller than life, which means that any action that takes place on this street looks larger than life. And the sort of action I'm talking about, of course, is the street brawls and the bar brawls and the fist fights and the punch-ups, you name it, and it goes on here. However, Hollywood is built on illusions, and it's just simply another Hollywood effect. In fact, I like to think of it as a cowboy ballet, because every move, every punch, always heads, they're made out of a soft balsa wood. The plate glass windows that our heroes get flung out of is made of as an entire section of New York City for an upcoming production. I can't tell you what it is because it's a secret. Oh, now it's on. Yes, how we use that is right here is our New York Central 7-1, which emerged from it, and it was a black lagoon. Nor was it so peaceful when this born in the rock. Of course, the actors, mind you, I suppose some directors would like to nail down some actors on occasion, but I better not say that, it could get me into trouble. Okay, here we are. A lot of props would have been used here. Named The Mummy, Frankenstein, Dracula, Frankenstein, Bela Lugosi's Dracula. Tim, maybe not such a little one. Oh gosh, it looks like things are shaking rather badly. Oh dear, dear. It's collapsing behind us. And oh, wow, I wondered where that was going to go, ladies and gentlemen. But let's just all stay completely calm. Tim and I are highly trained in emergency response, so we know we are going to get us out of here without any trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I did ask you at the beginning of the tour to stay seated while the tram is in motion. I didn't have this particular movement. Oh no, the train's coming into the station. Oh, where is this going to go to? Oh! Whoa! Let's just stay completely calm though, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be absolutely fine. We're going to be moving out of... Oh no, no. These waters, but the shark has been caught. He's hanging up for all to see on your right as we go into the harbour. There is Jaws right now hanging up there, and we are clearing, making sure that there are no more sharks in the water. There's our diver, those bubbles in the middle there is our police diver. He's just making sure that it's safe to reopen these waters. What is it? Oh! Get out of the water! Get out of the water! Sir, get out of... Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, avert your eyes. This is not a pretty sight. I am so sorry to subject you to this. Oh my goodness, can we all get seated as we move off, please? Because now we have to look out for ourselves. Where is Jaws? He's not under this tram, I hope. No. Yellow bar, he's taken away. There he goes. That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just hold on. Oh. I do hope we don't have to make a swim for it. Did I tell you these things do double as smoking devices? Ladies and gentlemen, but let's not jump in just yet. We'll wait and see. Oh! Wow, there he... Oh, there he... In all his glory, properly. Woo, boy, did you see that? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we came face to face with Bruce, the mechanical. This house now coming up on our right is in fact the Cleaver House from Deep Impact, and it was terrorized by a guy called Freddy from New Line's Nightmare on Elm. Dentist, and I'm going to move into Whoville because the two most famous sets in Hollywood, the infamous Bates Motel. Anyone feel like a shower? And behind it, the Psycho House, and then there's a stairway that leads from the back of the Bates Motel to the Psycho House, and that of course is the original Psycho Path. Yes? Anyone? A little titter in the back there? Original Psycho Path. Psycho Path. Alright, never mind. Whoosh over our heads. And on we go. Yes, we did. Someone got it in my front car here, ladies and gentlemen. But on we go up the hill to the asking for changes. Did you just get my joke too? No, okay. Everybody, this log cabin, which is difficult to see with the sun shining right behind it, but this you might recognize from the TV show Coach.